ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. We'll start with Layla.
Thank you, Brian. I feel like I'm a good 8 today. I did my hair. It's cute.
9.
I'd say today 8.
I'm a 10.
7.
Like 6, 7.
8.
I'm rating myself.
Yeah.
6.5.
No, you're
No,
10.
you're more than
fine.
you're more
like,
than that.
Come
But,
on.
I give myself a 6. So wait, 8, 9, 8, 10, 7, 6.
You two need to up it a little more. You guys are definitely more than what you said. Like, I'd say 9, 10.
So we have a 10 here. We've got a 10. So you're on par with the most beautiful women. There's no woman who's more beautiful than you?
No, I mean, you asked me to rate myself, so that's how I personally feel about myself. So, like, that can vary. Like, someone can think I'm a 1, someone can think I'm in a million, but you asked for my personal opinion on myself, and that's what I think.
Well,
I agree with that.
Your physical appearance is based in, like, an external reality. Like, because someone looks at you, that's how you look to the external world. How you feel about it inside your perception of yourself does not determine how other people see you in the world.
Well, I think of it like you can show a staged room to 10 different people, and they're all going to have different opinions on if that room looks good or not. The person that staged it is going to think that the room is fucking amazing, but someone else that did not stage the room could be like, I fucking hate the wall color, everything about this room is atrocious.
Okay, in any case, your own self-perception, because typically, like, at least for, I'd say a lot of people, they do take into account their assessment of how generally other people might perceive them when it comes to their own physical attractiveness. But for you, your self-perception is that when it comes to your looks, your physical appearance, you consider yourself to be a 10.
Right, to myself.
Okay. Do you think that all women should view themselves that way, as 10s?
Frankly, I do, and I agree with what you were saying. Like, you guys are also 10s. Like, y'all are, every woman on this cast right now is drop dead stunning. So you should see that in yourself and value yourself for what you truly are.
Sorry. Keep going.
That was it.
No, Layla was.
So Brian, that's not funny.
Well, okay, so do you think all men should be 10s? Should view themselves as 10s?
Sure, yeah. I feel like self-confidence is key. So, like, if you think, like, you said that you're a 6, so, like, obviously, and again, it's subjective. So if you're thinking, like, what anyone can think, sure. But,
Sure.
like, you as just yourself and an individual, when you're in the bathroom by yourself looking in the mirror, you should look at yourself and think that you're a 10.
That's delusional.
Why?
I think you're
because
10,
you
Brian.
love yourself. I mean, you
No,
have to
I
look
don't
at
think
yourself
that's
every fucking
delusional.
day.
I
Like,
think
you might
that's
as well
healthy
like you.
mindset.
Well,
You know?
okay, well, I'll explain to you first. I mean, okay, so I have the definition of delusional here. So delusional is characterized by or holding false beliefs or judgments about external reality that are held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, typically as a symptom of a mental condition. Or
but you're saying
having
that-
false or unrealistic beliefs or opinions based on or having faulty judgment mistaken.
Right, but you're calling me delusional on a question that you asked that's completely subjective. So I don't
Well, no,
understand
I said
how-
if I thought I was a 10, that would be delusional.
Because why? Because you don't like
What-
yourself? Or you think...
No, it just would be delusional. I am
Wow.
not on par with the most beautiful and physically attractive men in the world.
Well, people have different types.
That's not me
That's
being.
what I'm saying.
That's your
That's not
opinion.
me being insecure or
No,
like
but
having
people
low
have-
self-esteem. That's me living in reality.
Some
Okay,
people
but
don't
the
want bodybuilders.
I'm not getting modeling contracts. Like, it is what it is. I'm not upset that this is my physical representation in this earthly plane. Like, it just is what it is.
But the question that you asked is completely subjective. So you're giving a really realist response to a completely subjective question.
So
But
you think
there is objectivity when it comes to physical beauty.
But like okay, if we each individually went and rated each other on the panel, we're all gonna say different numbers for different people because of our own biases and preferences, correct?
Perhaps,
I think it's going to
but
be
if
around
you,
the same range.
But if we lined up 1,000 men and 1,000 women, you would start seeing patterns. Like, if you had to sort them by most attractive to least attractive, you would see there could be like oh, this person's 972, this other person put them at 900. But you will start seeing general trend towards there is, to some degree, consensus over who's the most attractive and who's the least attractive.
Sure. But again, you asked me for my opinion on myself, and I gave that to you.
And I feel like when you're rating yourself, like you are your own best advocate. So like if
Well, that's
when
just that's
no,
hubris.
But no, it's
That's
not
pride.
because it's like physical traits are subjective. Like I totally agree. Like someone can think that like a thicker body is attractive and someone can think that
Can
a
we-
therner body is more attractive.
I think the
person
question
I
that
was
you have to
having.
ask, Brian, is what would you think the world rates yourself would rate you as?
Yeah.
But I think that, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you, but I also think that those two questions ought to kind of be the
They're
same
the same.
thing.
Oh,
they
no, I'm
should be
agreeing
the
with you. I
same.
think
But
the same
they're
thing.
not.
But
There's
just for
what
other
you rate
people,
yourself,
just-
yeah, and what does the world rate you? Like she said,
I
if
mean-
you're asking us to see what does
Yeah, but-
everybody else's governance of attractiveness mean to us, then that's a different question.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same. It is
No,
a bit
if you
the same.
ask like what on average I've been rated by people that have rated me, I would say that I'm anywhere between a 7 and an 8.
Right, we would give
would
different
you
numbers.
but here's the question though.
So
would
then you're
you
between a
hold on. Would you disagree with their assessment?
It depends. I've had people that do not find me attractive whatsoever, and people that think that I'm the most attractive person that they've ever met.
Stop.
You were like, it's kind of the same. You're like that.
The two questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of the same.
So you think people should factor in like everybody else's standards with our own? To be real with ourselves is what you're saying?
Yeah, I do think the two questions are like they're very much linked. Because okay, I could sit here and think that I have $1 million in my bank account, but if the bank institution says I have $100, however I feel about it or not, there's just like I only have $100.
Yeah,
but
but
that's tangible. That's something you can hold.
Exactly.
Physical
Yeah,
attraction
but
is not
but your
tangible.
face, your body is something that is also tangible.
But everyone has different opinions on what is top tier attractiveness.
Right, and so there could be some people have different things that they prefer. But I mean,
Exactly.
I
So,
think when
like-
we're talking about the peak levels of physical attractiveness, like if we're talking about that upper, like 10s, for example, someone who's a 10, we are talking about like the pinnacle of beauty.
Right, but what I'm saying
And
is
that's why-
everyone else's pinnacle of beauty is subjective to them. So if you're asking us to rate ourselves, every single person's standards of beauty is going to be completely different. So like when we rate ourselves, we have individual standards of beauty that nobody else has. And like you can't really compare
Well, it's very
a viewing
convenient.
perspective of it like towards someone who like experiences it.
Well, it's very convenient that it happens to be the case that for a lot of people, and it seems to be more so women than men, that they seem to hold themselves to being 10s.
For
So
me, I feel
why
like
do
it'd be
men
the
devalue
opposite.
themselves?
'Cause,
Why
like-
can't men see
Because
themselves
men
as
have
That
to-
seems like a
as well?
self-esteem issue
Because
for
men
yeah.
have to operate in reality. We can't be delusional. Like we can't sit here and be
Maybe
like,
it would be
I'm a
healthy.
fucking 10.
Right.
Like you have, and also I think it's because both men and also women gas up other women. Look at a girl's Instagram profile, even like a girl who's not on social media, a girl who's like just some regular college girl who's an average looking girl. All her friends are in her fucking thing saying you're a slay queen, you're beautiful. Like you women, look,
I mean-
you gas each other up. Like, you know what's actually interesting? One of the differences between men and women is that men will like kind of like mess with each other in person and then praise each other in private. And I think it's the opposite. Women will praise other women publicly and then talk shit about them in private. So yeah, I just think women are gassing up other women. And then also simps too. A lot of simps. It's not just, I'm blaming it on men too. A lot of simps are going to gas up a lot of women. You're fucking beautiful. Plus the amount of sexual attention that an average woman can get is fucking insane. So of course a lot of women think they're 10s because a lot of men want to fuck them. Doesn't mean they want to be in a relationship though.
Seems like men are the horny sluts here.
Well, look, you take like an average girl, put her on Tinder. She has the equivalent sexual optionality as a top tier male celebrity, professional athlete, musician, actor. Average girl has the equivalent sexual pull of like it's insane.
Again, it seems like men are the horn dogs here.
Layla, can you, if you're just going to be checked out,
Dude,
just
I'm
go
not
sit on the
checked
couch.
out. I'm not. I'm listening. I'm just like looking at my fingers while I'm listening.
Okay. Go ahead, Molly.
I mean, that's it. Like the way you're describing it, saying that like men are simps and like a woman has the sexual pull of like a average woman has sexual pull of like any actress or whatever. Like
Of top,
Like-
an average woman has the equivalent sexual optionality of a famous movie star.
so you're
actor.
saying that men, back to the supply and demand, men are demanding the sex from average women, and they are so horny that like they would fuck the
But they wouldn't
average
marry
woman.
Right, but
But like they're so horny for that they create the supply, because women obviously, if they're gonna benefit, like if they can benefit from these simps and these men like fawning over
yeah,
them,
but
they're going
don't
to.
confuse sexual attention for relationship attention and marriage attention. Just because a guy wants to sleep with you doesn't mean that he wants to pursue
I think
anything
it goes
else.
into marriage attention as well.
Having sex?
Yeah.
100%. Don't you have
So
sex
you
with
think
your
every
wife?
single
Sex
man
with
that has ever
literally
had
any
sex
female.
with you wants to marry you?
That's the
That's
issue with
not what
women.
I'm saying.
Like
That's what
women
you
view
just-
sex as
No.
commitment, whereas men view it as the
Yeah, exactly.
opposite. A man has to commit to you first. Like, no, a man will have sex with you, but he'll commit to you way later when he realizes you're worth that. A woman will have sex with a man in hopes he's gonna make her his girlfriend.
But see, that's what I think is so empowering about porn is I have enough fun sex in my life that I don't need to get my value from a man who like may or may not marry me one day based off my body count.
And that goes back into what they were arguing with you about earlier, where you were just so confused about leaving that to one person, and you were like, that's perverted to have to leave intimacy to one person when
That's
it's like
not what I said.
you literally
Yeah, you
said it
did
was
that.
perverted
You said
to
it's
leave
perverted to-
intimacy
yeah.
with one person.
I think it's no, I said it's perverted to look at my body to say that, oh, there's
that
only
your,
stuff
that your
that
job
I
was
reserve.
you said it was wrong to over sexualize what you do for work, right?
Yeah, I
When
think
you have
when you're
sex
looking
for
at me
work.
as a person and taking myself out of the
It's
like
okay to
porn
want to
thing.
be treated like a person.
Yeah, it is 100%.
No, but I'm
What
saying,
are
do you
gonna
see the
say?
logical fallacy? You're wanting
you
to
trying to
not
say?
over sexualize something you do literally for work.
No,
which
she's
is
just
sex.
What are
logically
you trying
saying
to
treat
say?
me like a human.
I wanted to ask because I keep hearing this get brought up, so I wanted to like play devil's advocate, but I keep hearing the word marriage getting thrown out there and like how your not value, but like all of this has to do whether or not someone will marry you. Why is that the basis?
do you wanna
of the
die alone?
Let me finish. Why is that the basis of the conversation when most marriages these days end in divorce? That seems like a very feeble line
And that's
to
the
base
problem
people's
nowadays.
worth on.
Well, I'll
because
tell you
anyone
why-
can go get married.
I'll tell you why right now, because
And that's the
all three of
problem.
you said you
People
wanted to
think
be
they
married and
can
have
just-
children.
I
So
didn't
it
say
matters.
actually.
For
I
real.
didn't say that actually.
Like later.
Literally.
Like,
way
I'm sure you guys
later.
don't have to have multiple baby daddies. Is that right?
I actually don't want kids, nor do I want to get married.
Okay, so
Alright,
then
cool.
you're out
Someone
of
who
the
is-
equation. So
but-
we're talking
but
about
do
the
you want a
majority.
long-term partner?
It depends.
You want to just okay, hold on.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $69. Bricks and Sundays panel was awesome. No 304s. Tonight the /prawn girls has been a bunch of circular arguments of them trying to defend the lack of morals.
Oh.
Shockingly, Layla has been the least horrid, just needy. I weep for the youth.
Thank you, Grid 1 Motorsports, for the $69.
You're the least
And
horrid.
I thank you for saying I'm the least horrid, and I can agree that I am pretty needy. So
Yeah, Grid
Sorry.
1 Sports. I'm
he's donated a lot tonight.
Yeah, thank you, man. Really appreciate your patronage. What his comment was essentially just about Sunday's
It was a
panel's
good
awesome.
podcast, yeah.
I am like again, I've said this last show, I'm attempting to phase out bringing on women who do OnlyFans and who are in the adult entertainment industry. But
Rude.
huh?
Rude.
It is what it is. You guys have, not you guys, but like most of the women that have caused us major headaches on the show were women in the adult entertainment industry.
I
Like
think we're
vile.
cool.
I
You
think
guys
we're
are cool.
good.
You guys are cool. I don't want to
Yeah.
paint with a broad brush, but it has been repeated patterns of typically women who are in the adult industry are the ones that cause us the biggest fucking headaches, the ones that flake, the ones that are rude, the ones that no show, the
Was-
ones that
Butler donated $69. Layla is checked out, contemplating how much her Valtrex prescription is going to cost.
Wait, what is
I'll save
Valtrex?
you the effort. 21 tablets is $79.49.
So with or without
Years may
insurance?
go by without
guy
the
a
first outbreak, but
pharmacist?
once it happens, it's every time you're stressed, sleep deprived, et.
whoo,